Hello guys, Denobi2 here. I'm here with Benjamin. Thank you for joining us once again on another Hot Toys Discuss. This time we are talking about the War Machine from Hot Toys Civil War, and we're also going to talk about the Iron Man Mark 46 from Civil War that also went up on pre-order. All right, Benjamin, it's going to be no secret. I'm actually extremely excited on this War Machine Mark III. All right, Mark III. Think about it. This is the this is the third version. We have
not the last.
No, but please, you got to hear me out. You got to. I got to defend this War Machine.
I'll be quiet.
Only because the War Machine Mark II was released in multiple clone forms. You know, it was.
They had the diecast version. They had the plastic version.
Well, no, there was never
Iron
plastic.
Patriot version.
Well, yeah, that's right. There was
the War Machine. They had the plastic version.
Oh, that's right. The Mark One.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. There was the Mark One. That's right, which was the plastic version. You're right. But the Mark II, that's the one that was duplicated.
Yeah, it had the different.
Yeah, was that the one that was it was copied 4 times. It was the Iron
Patriot,
the Iron Patriot, the Iron Man 3 War Machine Mark II,
which never showed up in the
which
movie.
Never showed up in the film.
But another way to make money.
Of course, we also got bombarded with the Hot Rod, which is the same suit.
Yeah,
the
it was,
Iron Man,
actually.
The Iron Man Hot Rod.
Very good. I forgot about the Hot Rod.
And yes, the Hot Rod.
Keep on going.
And it was also duplicated again for Age of Ultron. So there was no reason for Iron Man collectors to collect multiple clones of.
But somebody out there did.
I'm sure that not me. I was happy with the Iron Man 3 War Machine Mark II.
Yeah.
And then I have the first one. So the fact that we're getting a real different true version of War Machine Mark III in Civil War is something to be really, to me, excited about.
I have to say that this is the best looking War Machine out of all of them, hands down. It really, really looks badass. And if I was going to buy a War Machine, this would be the one to have compared to any of them.
Yeah.
This thing looks really cool.
It does. It looks more beefier. It looks a lot more built. It looks a lot more aggressive. It looks like some serious upgrades. Plus, I mean, let's talk about it. The power baton that
power baton. Whoa, man!
Oh, yeah.
It actually does look really cool when he's like this, and he's got the baton, and he's kind of like, I'm gonna go ahead and smash somebody with it. I can only imagine what's gonna happen.
You also get the the battle damage chest plate too.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's move on to the actual gripe of the pricing. $350 is quite expensive for a figure that is die-cast, but I'm suspecting is not going to be 100% die-cast, 50% die-cast, 40% die-cast, 30% die-cast.
I disagree. I'm going to defend War Machine on this one. I actually think we're going to be a lot closer between the 70 and the 85%. The previous War Machines and the actual mold has had a large portion of it being die-cast. So I actually think with War Machine, it's going to be a really good representation of this.
Let me ask you this. Without the label die-cast,
yes,
would you buy this figure if it was plastic at $350?
At $350, no. We are paying for the premium of die-cast. That's
right.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of one of my issues is I think the whole labeling of die-cast makes it more expensive. And therefore, people look at it as, oh, it's die-cast. I'm going to go ahead and, flip for the money.
Well, it's actual material. It's the materials in the process, and Benjamin. More work goes into this, and we would assume and the processing.
But I don't know. If you can't really see it, then it's kind of hard for me to say,
Well, let's, as here, guys. I want you to take a look at this. Just recently too, Hot Toys decided to tackle the War Machine Mark I from Iron Man 2. What you're looking at right now is the die-cast version, which it's to me, from what I've seen on the forums and the groups, there's been a lot of excitement on this particular figure. The price is about the same. If there's one thing, and I'll defend Hot Toys on this, is that the pricing for die-cast has been about the same, which has been breaking the $300 mark. Now there are certain figures like the RoboCop, which which is another story. Yeah.
RoboCop really just had die-cast in its arms, where his shoulder is, tricep, and its calves, which you can't see on camera. but it was labeled a die-cast piece also. That's where I don't know, I'm kind of a little weary when I see all die-cast from Hot Toys because of the RoboCop figure.
And I agree with you on that. When Hot Toys, when they use the word diecast, we really don't know what percentage of diecast, because in their descriptions when you pre-order these figures, there's really no percentage. And for some fans, they may, oh, what's the big deal? Who cares? Well, no, because it makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference because you're paying that $350 price tag
exactly
for diecast. Now, if you really look at it like this, I mean, by the time you get done with shipping and taxes, it's closer to $400. $380 around that.
That being said, I will defend the War Machine Mark III from the Civil War film as an added must.
Let's talk about accessories, though. You get the baton, you get
okay.
a bunch of hands.
Okay. And the chest plate.
And then chest plate.
Okay. And that's it.
Yeah.
It is limited. I've always been a stickler on accessories when it comes to Iron Man. I don't think Hot Toys gives you enough accessories like they did back in the old days. Let's say the Mark VII from the Avengers movie. They don't give you as many, and that's.
Yeah, I think that it's a hefty price tag, and without a bunch of accessories, it is die-cast. It's really going to be somebody who wants War Machine and who has to have it, and these people are going to buy it, and that's the type of collector that they're actually catering to.
And just to let you guys know, I'm not. I know it may seem like I'm jumping at every Iron Man figure, but I did not. I did not get the Age of Ultron War Machine.
You're right.
I did not.
Actually,
I didn't buy Hot Rod.
To be honest,
I didn't
he
get
doesn't have every single Iron Man. I mean, you might think it, but he doesn't.
No,
he actually does have some rationales going on in there. He does think it through.
I have to because as much as I get annoyed with clone, especially the whole word clone, especially in the Iron Man series, it's rampant. So while everybody was pretending like the Age of Ultron War Machine was different, oh my God, it's different. It's a different shade of gray, Genovine.
Buy it.
It's a different shade of gray.
Oh, there's a little hue of blue in there too, so that definitely means that we have to buy that one.
No. For the same reason, I passed on the Hot Rod because I jumped on the War Machine Mark II from Iron Man 3, which wasn't even seen in the movie. So I'm excited because this is a different suit, a different mold. Mm-hmm. It is die-cast. It is completely different. So. And the price is trending high. Well, it's climbing at what you would expect. I know it's not going up and down, but it is going a little bit.
No,
high.
it's going. Yeah, that's the graph.
Yeah, that's the graph.
I think that if I was going to buy a War Machine, this is the one to buy. I think that the price at $350 is a little bit too steep. For me, probably for most collectors that aren't really into War Machine, you have to really love War Machine to buy this one.
Yeah, I do. That being said, the next one is the Iron Man from Civil War, the Mark 46. There's a lot of griping about this one, Benjamin. It is the...
What's there to gripe about?
It's the power pose.
Well, it's a statue. It's not a figure. I remember...
You can't call it a statue. There is limited articulation in this particular figure.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a figure statue. An action figure statue.
Okay.
With posability. But I don't really. I've seen the pictures of it. I've seen the original Power Pose Mark 40.
It was the Mark 42.
Mark 42, and I don't really see anything wrong with it. I
love
think
the
40,
that if
you don't want to spend $350 for a figure, because this figure is going to be die-cast when it comes out by Hot Toys, and it's going to be $350. Who knows? There might be an exclusive edition. It might be $400. We don't know. That's all speculative. But we do know that it's going to be around the same price as War Machine is right now. So this being $190,
$190
$190, I think that it's a more it's a more budget, and I like the idea of budget when it comes to Iron Man. So and you do have the ability to change the arms, and it is articulated.
It's articulated in the shoulders.
Lights? I know you know the lights.
28. It has 28 light points, and the reason why I think Hot Toys jumped on the power pose is the whole light issue. If any of you have ever collected an Iron Man figure, you know how difficult it is to swap out batteries and how the whole light issue.
The batteries just die.
And yeah,
15 minutes.
They do.
Dead.
They do.
Like,
they do. One great piece of tech that was included in the that was part of the power pose of the Mark 42 was the one button power source, meaning you switched on one button and all the lights came on.
Easy use.
Easy use. So to turn on 28 lights at one point is going to be extremely great and extremely attractive, and that's what I like. I got to tell you something. This is going to be a challenge for Hot Toys to bring the Mark 46 into a diecast or a regular movie masterpiece edition. The 28 points of lights. If they release a Mark 46 in diecast and you're not getting all the 28 points of light, I'm probably not going to be attracted to it because it's not a true, accurate representation of the character that we saw in the film.
So the light function in the figure, if it doesn't have it, you're out.
And if it doesn't turn on in the diecast version of the Mark 46, I probably will be out. Yes.
Okay.
It's all about, to me, it's the accurate representation. Now they may be able to do this in a plastic version of the movie masterpiece series, but it's going to be difficult and it's going to be costly. So the $190 price point and the small points of articulation, that is fine, because here's the thing: the world of Iron Man is not going to stop. There's going to be tons more of figures that are going to be released as part of Iron Man, and so
never gonna stop.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm probably going to add the Mark 46, and I'm done with this particular model. That way, I can focus on the House Party Protocol series that Hot Toys will never stop releasing, because there's just so many.
You know, I think really the issue with Iron Man just in general is as a collector, there's just so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
It is intimidating, and
it's out of control.
You don't really know if you're just jumping Iron Man. You're like, which one do I jump into? Do I jump into the Mark III? Do I jump into diecast series? Do I jump into the promo edition Mark VII? Do I go ahead and buy the action figure statues? What do I do? I think at the end of the day, you really just have to go ahead and pick a representation of Iron Man that you love and go with it. I mean, unless you want to buy all of them, then you can, but it's extremely expensive. We're talking about, I would probably say at least 15 grand. I would probably say.
With the current pricing on most of the older figures, then
20 grand?
I'd probably say, yeah.
So
yeah, because it's never going to end. Iron Man is not going to stop.
If you have to have Iron Man from Civil War, this is a cheap budget, and I hate to use the word cheap at $190.
Because it actually is.
But it actually is in comparison to $350 or any more dollars. And you do have, the switch out arms and articulation in the arms. It does light up, and it looks really cool. It has a great paint job. It looks pretty bad.
Now, it's just to clear, though, it's not the arms, it's the hands that are being swapped out.
Whoops.
And then the arms are jointed on the shoulders. So, but nonetheless, it's still a great piece. It's still an attractive piece, and this is definitely my pre-order as the War Machine Mark III. Real quick, Benjamin, are you gonna get the War Machine Mark I diecast from Iron Man 2?
No. No. I had the Mark I, the Mark II, the Mark III, the Mark IV, 5, 6, 7, and I ended up, letting them go. I kept the Mark VII promo edition, and I have the gantry with the Mark IV, and I had it signed by Stan Lee, and those were really the two pieces that I really have. I do have Igor, and I really liked Igor because he was different.
Yes.
So I think that's really my Iron Man. I don't really have anything else because I have to have Aldo Rain, and I need to have like Art Figures Punisher. I Spider-Man thing. I just go all over the place with Marvel. I need Ant-Man. You know what I mean? It's like I need those figures. Deadpool. Here we go. Yeah. So I think that for me, like how you are with Iron Man, I'm with superheroes or just movie characters in general. I want to have an eclectic, which you do too.
I do.
Yeah, which you do too, but
But my focus will still
always be Iron
Man. Yeah.
You love Iron Man, and there's nothing wrong with it. I love Batman. So I love Batman. I love the little cow, little ears. I love Affleck. We're moving on.
That being said, guys, what is your opinion on the War Machine Mark III and the Iron Man Mark 46 suit? Are you jumping on the pre-orders on this guy on these two, or are you going to wait till the film comes out to jump on them, or simply not even add them to your collection? Leave your comments below. Like, subscribe. Denobi2 here, and we have Mr.
Benjamin.
Guys, thanks for watching.